to my channel. I'm Renae and welcome to Pre-Internship Diary Part 2. Some people have asked what sort of things I'm looking for in an internship, and so yeah, I thought I'd spend some time talking about that, talking about sort of my goals and sort of the objectives I want to accomplish during internship. And yeah, so these are some of like the main things I would like. So number one on my list is a predominantly child-focused internship. I would love if it was 100% child-focused, but there is like a couple places I know I'm going to apply to that are kind of like 75-25, with 25 being adults. I'm pretty open to working with adults. I just don't have as much experience with working with adults as I have with working with children. I want to be a child psychologist, so like it makes sense for me to do a child-focused internship. Yeah, and so that's sort of like the main, like number one priority is a child-focused internship. Number two is I really want to be back on the East Coast. As probably many of you know, and if you don't know, now you're about to know, I am really close to my family, especially my parents, especially my grandmother. And so my grandmother is going to be moving in with my parents here soon, and so I want to be closer to them. St. Louis is great. I love living here in St. Louis. It is way too far for me from home. Like, it is a 14-hour drive because I have the dog, and flying with Nehemiah is not gonna happen because of his age, and blah blah blah. There's all these reasons why I can't stay in St. Louis. And also I want to be closer to home. Like, I want to be able to go to my parents' house when I want to. I want to be able to see my cousins. I want to be able to see my baby cousins grow up. Like, that is super important to me. I really want to be closer to home. So I'm mainly applying to the East Coast, probably like, I don't know, Pittsburgh down. And then I may apply to some places in like Alabama, Mississippi. There's another state, Louisiana. Louisiana is a little far, but Tennessee, Texas, Kentucky. Oh, no Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia maybe, but like basically I want to be within like a 10-hour radius of my parents. And there's not that many places in the 10-hour radius, so it's like 10-ish hours. And so that's something I'm looking for, to be closer to home. Like it just means a lot to me. Like, moving out was great, moving far from home was great, but as I've gotten older and more mature, I just want to be closer to home. And so yeah, those are like the must-haves. Must be predominantly child, must be closer to home. Pretty much, like if you're closer than St. Louis, that's a step in the right direction. So those are like my two like must-have. So bonus things, it would be great if they had some like school-based things. Like, I don't want to work in a school, but like if there was some sort of like school liaison sort of experience I could get, love that. Or like community-based mental health for kids, love that. What else am I looking for? I mean, there's some places that I would love to like work with like juvenile offenders. There's a couple of places that work with like foster kids and stuff. That would be really cool. There's just lots of experiences that just seem really cool to me. So this is why it's like hard for me to narrow things down, because like some places you can only apply to one track. But yeah, so I really love if the place had a good amount of assessment and therapy experience. I like doing assessments. I think they're fun and interesting. And then I also like doing long-term therapy with kids and teens. I would really love to get more teen experience. I don't have very much. I mainly have like school age, so like 6 to 12-ish of experience, but I would really love to get like 13+ experience. I have the experience in assessments, but not so much in long-term therapy, so I would really look for that. Community-based mental health. I would love to apply to somewhere with like an autism focus. I don't know if I've talked about this much on the channel, but being at the autism center like really like changed my life. Like, it was so good. Like, I just learned so much, and so I would love to continue doing that. I would love to do something with developmental disabilities, even if that was like a lifespan approach. I have worked with people who were like upwards of 70, 75-ish, who had developmental disabilities, and so that was really cool experience for me, and so I think I would continue to do that. And yeah, I think that's it. I think it would be great to get some inpatient experience. So I have like none, but I haven't like went to an inpatient floor, I guess is what they called it at the hospital. So I would love to get some inpatient experience. I think there's just like a lot of things that I feel like I have like little pockets of experience in different areas, but I really want like just more of that, like more generalist child training, if that makes sense. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Like I really wanted to apply to a couple places in Hawaii and California, but it just, I can't see myself going that far. So some things that for sure like a no-go for me, like if it's a neuropsych peds placement, no. I would be willing to do another pediatric psychology experience, but I don't want that to be the whole experience. I think I'm more into like clinical child, which is very confusing because the names are similar, but like pediatrics is more like hospital based. Kids normally have another medical comorbidity with their mental health concerns. And so like that's sort of what I did at Children's, working with kids with chronic pain. As we know, chronic pain affects lots of areas in your life, including your mental health. And so I would be willing and open to do that, another pediatric experience. Clinical child is more of just like what you would think of as like a child psychologist, doing assessments, school-based things, therapy, stuff like that. Not that you don't do therapy in a hospital, it just looks and feels a little different because it's more focused on like how their medical comorbidity affects their mental health, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that correctly. Well, I think I explained it correctly, I just hope it makes sense. So yeah, those are sort of the things that I am looking for internship. So sort of like a progress update. So today is July 26th. I have my first draft of essays done. They have been edited and I'm going to start editing or like making the revisions from the edits at this point. And yeah, my CV is done and I'm still looking for places to apply. Right now my list is at 8. Yeah, that's right. My list is at 8 and so I'm hoping to get a little bit closer to 15. I would love to apply to like 13. I think that's a good number. So yeah, that's where we're at. If you have any questions about how this is going, I would love to talk about it. I do have a couple more internship videos coming, so be on the lookout for that. If you have watched this far, leave a orange emoji, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. I love you all so much. Bye.